We're going to talk about the last day of the men's regular season in the SEC. Now, mind you, I'm only going to be putting up three games. These three games are the only three that will actually have an impact anywhere. I mean, any major impact. I mean, Tennessee could get knocked off by South Carolina. I doubt it, but they could. And that'll hurt them. But the three I'm going to put up will have far more bubble implications, far more. One's a major rivalry game. The other two are just jockeying for position to see where they will land when it comes to the NCAAs. Could even help with an NIT on one of them because one of them is a good enough team to go to the NCAAs, but well, you know how things go, and we've got a lot of teams within the SEC that could play in the NCAAs. So let's talk about these three games. Also, if you like this kind of content, hit like, hit subscribe if you don't mind. Help fella out. Here we go.
Hey folks, this is Paul with Redneck Sports. I want to thank you for viewing my video, and I want to give you one thought process. There was a famous coach at University of Tennessee by the name of General Robert Neyland. He had 6 maxims, but number 2 maxim is what everybody should apply to their life. Play for and make the breaks. When one comes your way, score. That's how to live your life right there.
Okay, the first game that we're going to talk about is Kentucky Wildcats versus Missouri Tigers. This is going to be Saturday noon on ESPN. Kentucky's 19th, Missouri's 15th. Now, mind you, all these games are only on Saturday. There are no more games until the tournament. Rebounds per game, Kentucky's better at it by three, well, three and a half. 34.8 rebounds per game versus Missouri's 31.1. Field goal percentage, Mizzou's just a little bit better, and we're talking like half a percentage point, not that big of a deal. Free throw percentage, yeah, Kentucky's 1.5% better at free throws, and 3-point percentage, they're the same. Seriously, these two teams are almost identical. Uh, both of them are pretty spread out in who's what in the team. Uh, you're looking at okay, both recently played Alabama. Kentucky beat or lost to Alabama 96-83, whereas Mizzou beat Alabama 110-98. That could be a thing. Kentucky beat Vandy 82-61 recently, whereas Mizzou lost to them 97-93. Yeah, it's that kind of situation where they're so close that anything could happen. They're spread out enough on who's doing what that's not really going to be a factor because you can't just block off one guy on who's being good. So this is going to be a really good game. Okay, the second game that we're going to talk about, it's rivalry. It is pure, unadulterated hate rivalry. Number 7 Alabama 23-7. Number 1 Auburn 27-3. This is going to be 2:30 p.m. on ESPN. I mean, it's Auburn. You've seen what they're doing this year. Rebounds per game. Uh, Alabama's actually quite a bit better. 39.5 versus 34.6 for Auburn. Field goal percentage. Auburn's just a little bit better. Free throw percentage. Auburn's quite a bit better. 3-point percentage. Yeah, Auburn's Auburn's better than that, or better than Alabama on that one. Johnny Broom is the major factor for Auburn, whereas Mark Sears is the primary factor at Alabama with Grant Nelson coming up and doing a few extra things. This is really going to be about who can do what against their big name players. Johnny Broom is really good at scoring. Mark Sears is just a little bit better, but you're talking about how they've been playing this year. This is going to be a battle. End of story. This is going to be a battle. Alabama beat Kentucky 96-83. Auburn beat Kentucky 94-78. So that should be a factor, you would think. Uh, I mean, this is going to be a difficult game no matter what. Plus, Alabama's been kind of on a losing streak. Auburn did recently lose to A&M, but I think it's just simple fact of it's been a long season, a long fought season, and well, you know how that goes. But I think that Auburn should be able to win this one, but it's a rivalry. You never can tell. And the last game that we're going to talk about, number 5, Florida, 26-4, versus 21-9, Ole Miss. Now, Ole Miss is not ranked. This is going to be on the SEC network. This is not a, you know, it should be that Florida wins this over or wins out on this one, but Ole Miss has been showing to be really resilient. You look at rebounds, Florida's the Gators chomp almost everybody on that one. Field goal percentage, yeah, it's Florida all day long. Free throw, a little bit more towards Ole Miss, and they're fairly close on 3-point percentage. I mean, you take a look at the two teams. Ole Miss beat Oklahoma 87-84. Gators beat them 85-63. So there's better defense on the side of Gators. I'm not saying that it should be a win, but depending on how well Ole Miss does in this game, it could show everybody, if they should be in the NCAA's. Sean Padula's got to have a good game for Ole Miss, whereas Walter Clayton Jr.'s just got to be his normal self. And I mean, help from both Malik Dia for Ole Miss and Gators has got Alex Condon. This is going to be one of those where everybody's got to show up. Do I think Florida can win it? Yes. Do I think Ole Miss can have a little bit better of a game than most people expect? Yes, I do. They have been having a little bit better of a game than most people were thinking they could have at the end of the season. They could be built for a run up. So this is another game that could be interesting, and this is at 6 p.m. on Saturday. So I know that I normally choose 5 games, but we have one day of games, and I've been looking at Mississippi State, Arkansas does not look to be. It looks like it could be a little exciting. Not for any kind of implications though, other than maybe Mississippi State gets knocked off from going to the NCAA's. Maybe Texas A&M's playing LSU. Yeah, LSU's not even a winning team. Oklahoma, Texas, while it's a rivalry, not that big of a deal in this game. Vandy, Georgia, eh. We didn't have a lot of choosing to do in this one. I mean, you're looking at Auburn, Tennessee, Florida, Alabama, Mizzou, Kentucky, Texas A&M, and Mississippi State are all in the top 25. We aren't going to get a whole lot more into the NCAAs. I mean, we're going to be packing it as is. Big Ten's going to be packing it as is. ACC's going to be packing it. This is going to be big name programs, so they've got to make sure that they handle the other conferences. But hey, I just thought I'd bring up 3 games for you to watch. This has been Paul with Redneck Sports. Have a good day now. Bye.
I want to thank you for watching my video. And if you like what you saw, like, subscribe, and comment. Y'all have a good day now.